So I have not uploaded a video or filmed a video for a while because I have been procrastinating it because I have been stressed by how much I have to do, therefore avoiding everything that I have to do. But in my defense, I had an exam this morning and I was gonna film as soon as I got back, but then my camera battery was dead. I did this whole full face of makeup and then my camera battery was dead. So I obviously had to charge my camera, and then because I had an exam, I obviously didn't sleep very well. Because I didn't sleep very well, I ended up falling asleep and having a nap. Then the natural light went away and now I can't film the video I wanted to film today. So now here we are with just me rambling at you. This video is actually a video that I did want to film, but I haven't planned it out yet because I wasn't planning on filming it today. I was planning on filming something completely different, but there's no natural light anymore. So today's video, are you ready, is gonna be all about me being gay, or gay, that's wrong. I didn't mean to air quote marks. I have a girlfriend, I'm into the girls, but we'll get into it. What is my sexuality, you ask? Why do I have a right to talk about this? Well, I have a girlfriend, therefore not straight. I do not identify as bisexual or gay. Bear with me. I feel most comfortable identifying as queer. And you might be like, oh, that's an offensive term, but I don't find it offensive, so I use it, I'm sorry. Throughout this video, I will say gay, that I'm a lesbian, because that's what most people call me, so I'm just kind of like, yeah, it's alright, you know, it's okay. Basically, I'll explain. So there's a Kinsey scale of like 0 to 5, I think, where you rank your gayness. 0 being straight, 5 being big old gay. I would say I'm about a 4, right here. What this means is I still feel a little bit of attraction towards some guys. I have been madly head over heels in love with guys before, and that's fine. They're alright, isn't they? But most of my sexual desire and attraction is for the females. That's it. That's my sexuality. So I do not feel like bi translates very well to my sexuality because I don't want to be boned. Sorry. So I choose queer. That's how I choose to identify myself. I do not get mad if people call me bisexual or gay or a lesbian. I don't care. I'm fine with whatever you want to call me. You can call me a fucking goldfish and I'll be fine. But for the sake of this video, and because I know some people feel uncomfortable with the word queer being used, I am gonna just say gay in this video. Is that okay? I hope that's okay. Please watch the video. So I wasn't one of those kids that grew up knowing they were gay. I never really was exposed to it very much because I lived in the countryside and I didn't know anyone that was gay apart from my neighbour, who like always yelled at us for like making too much noise running up and down the stairs because our houses were adjoined. But yeah, he was the only experience of the gay that I had. So I didn't really feel attraction to like boys or girls in primary school. Everyone's like, oh my god, I have a massive crush on like this boy, let's all play kiss chase. And I was like, no thanks, I'm fine. The fun part about kiss chase for me was running after people and like catching them and like being able to catch people. That was fun. The kiss part, ew, like kiss chase as a game is just a weird game. I am obviously not a tomboy, so like I'm not the like stereotypical like lesbian. No one kind of thought I was gay growing up. Apparently I gave off gay vibes as I got older, but I don't know if that was just me being me who is gay. This is not working out. So yeah, as a kid I didn't really have attraction to anything. You might as well have been a genitalless blob with a personality to me. I really didn't care as a kid. As I got older, guys started having an interest in me. So whenever a guy would ask me out, I just kind of be like, yeah, okay. And I did like the guys that I dated in secondary school. They were all lovely people. I really enjoyed being with them. I didn't date any girls in secondary school. Like around secondary school, I was kind of like, I had crushes on guys. There was one guy that I was intensely in love with. And I also had kind of slight like, ooh, that girl's pretty. Like I started to be attracted to both. So naturally I was like, I'm just bi. And that's kind of the conclusion I came to in secondary school. I was like, I'm bi. Which is a fun conclusion. Like lots of people are bi. Being bisexual is very, very valid. Long story short, I didn't really enjoy sex with guys as much as I now enjoy sex with girls. We'll draw a line under that for maybe a later date. And that leads me to where I am now, dating my current girlfriend. So yeah, I got a girlfriend, and that means that I had to tell people I had a girlfriend. Now my friends growing up in secondary school, they were like, Tam's bi, we know. And I was like, good, sick, nice. I didn't really have to do much with them. My friends from home, I was just like, we were playing, oh my god, we were playing Monopoly at like a Christmas thing, and like someone was like, oh, that's gay. And I was like, oh yeah, speaking of gay, I've got a girlfriend. So you're gay now, do you want to roll the dice? So I just kind of dropped that in there, and they were very accepting. Obviously they are my friends, and they are not the straightest bunch of people in the world. And then all of my friends that I went to school with, all of my friends that I've ever known, like my oldest friend who I love, Annabelle, she was so happy for me, and like everyone was so supportive. All of my friends were amazingly supportive. Coming out to your friends is hard, but they are a good first step, because quite a lot of my generation and the people that was around growing up are educated and accepting people that I trusted and that I felt comfortable coming out to. If you are in a situation with a group of friends that you do not feel comfortable coming out to, or discussing sexuality and gender and all of that stuff, then I would really encourage you to, and it is something that you want to discuss, I would encourage you to try and like broaden your friendship horizons, because I ain't got no time for no homophobes. And you never know how people are going to react. Some people will seem like they'll react fine and they've been your friend for ages, and then they just blow up and react really weird. And some people you think will make fun of you and take the piss, but they're actually like super supportive. So coming out is always a gamble. It is scary because you don't know what goes on inside someone else's head. You don't know how someone else is going to react. But if it's something that you feel like you need to do, like you need to get something off your chest, try and find that one friend who you think will be completely supportive. It does not have to be your best friend, it does not have to be your oldest friend, because we all know that best friend that reacts badly, because you instantly have a crush on everyone of the same gender. I have been very lucky in all of my coming out episodes that I have not yet encountered a massive unacceptance. So my mum, bless her heart, I love my mum. She is so lovely. She reacts so badly to an idea when you first put it forward to her, and then the like second, third and fourth time she like is completely fine, but the first time you tell her something a bit alternative, she isn't a fan. I told her about my tattoos, that I wanted to get a tattoo, and her reaction was, no, please don't do that. But she likes tattoos, like she likes my tattoos, but she was like, no, don't do that. And now she's fine. Like she was like, the second time I brought it up to her, she was like, oh, that sounds nice. And then when I showed her the design, she was like, that's lovely. And so how did I tell my mom? Wait, oh my god, I need to remember this. Okay, so I told my mom I had a girlfriend. I'm pretty sure we were just driving along and I was like, oh yeah, I'm seeing a girl. She's called this and this is her and she's lovely. And she was like, oh, that's good. If you're happy, then I'm happy and I'm very supportive. When I first breached the topic of me potentially not being straight with my mom, she was like a bit shook, but that's because I had never given off any inkling that I would be anything other than straight. I had dated a lot of guys by this point, so I can definitely understand where she was shook from, and I know she means no ill will. I am from the fortunate position that my mum is a doctor, so she is pretty used to dealing with young people coming to her and talking to her about stuff like this. That is another avenue you can explore if you feel comfortable with your GP, or even if you have never been to your GP before. They are there to talk to you. That is kind of their main thing. They're there to help. So you can go to your GP about stuff like this as well. I understand it's awkward, especially for me, because all my GPs are employed by my mum. But yeah, when I told her I had a girlfriend, my mum naturally assumed that I was bisexual, as did I at the time. Sexuality is a complex thing. We were on a ski trip, we were on the ski lift, and my brother, my lovely brother, goes, Tamara, you're a lesbian, yeah? And I was like, well, probably won't marry a man. Probably marry a girl. And my mum was like, really? So, yeah. Shook again. All in all, she was very supportive. I'm very lucky. My mum has always made sure that I know that she is there for me. So I was 19 when I came out to my mum and my dad. To be honest, there was no reason to come out to them any earlier. So when I came out to my mum and my dad, I was already living away from them. Like, I was living at uni, they were still, are still supporting me. But I had that freedom of not being in the house, and I had a sense of security that if I was feeling unsafe for some reason, my parents have never made me feel unsafe, but I know that this is a massive issue for a lot of people who do come out. It can be very scary, especially if your parents make homophobic comments or homophobic remarks. It can be incredibly scary to come out. So I was beneficial that when I did decide to tell them, I was already living away from home, because I knew I had somewhere to go back to if the shit hit the fan. And if you're in a situation where you do not think it will be safe to live at home and come out, but you have no other option other than living at home, there is nowhere else for you to go, I would implore you to stay safe and not come out, or wait until it is safe to come out, because it can be a tricky situation to navigate. So yeah, my mum was all fine. She was nice. She likes it. She likes Saffron. She's met her. She thinks she's lovely. My dad, my lovely dad. I love my dad, but he says some stuff that is very insensitive. He's marginally homophobic. He's reined it in. But one time we were walking through a park and he saw two men holding hands and he went, ugh. And I was like, Dad, you can't do that. They're two people in love. Just leave them alone. And I was very scared to come out to my dad. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. I was scared, not because I thought he would be dangerous or I would be unsafe. I was scared because I have a relationship with my dad that I did not want to lose, because I love my dad a lot. My parents are separated and I've always felt very close to each of my parents as their own humans, and I've gotten along incredibly with both of them, and I did not want to jeopardize that relationship because I have a favoring towards the female. And I had good reason to be, because of some of the comments that he's made. I will not get into those now because I feel like I just don't want to. My dad and I were sitting on the sofa and he goes, so you found any guys yet? Me, my very not straight ass, was sat on the sofa, just texted my girlfriend, and I was like, oh, no guys. And he goes, oh, ha, ha, ha. Any girls then? And I go, yeah, well Dad, now that you mention it, actually I am seeing this girl called Saffron. She's very nice and I really like her, and I hope you can accept that because I think I might be bi. All in one run-on sentence. And he was sat there like, okay. Clearly digesting that his daughter, that had always dated guys, who had 7 ex-boyfriends, was now seeing a girl. He was shook to his core. And I said, what do you think about that, Dad? He goes, what does your mother think? What does my mother think? And I go, like the shitty little child of divorce that I am, oh, she thinks it's fine. She's fine with it, she loves it. And he goes, oh, okay then. And I go, how do you feel about it, Dad? He goes, I'm gonna need a bit more time on this one. And that was 1.5 years ago. And do we talk about my girlfriend? No. But in fairness, he hasn't said anything homophobic in front of me, so he's making progress. So that is how I came out to my dad. Obviously not the best way to come out to someone, but sometimes it's so hard. I was so nervous to come out to my dad. My dad and I have not talked about my girlfriend, my relationship status, anything for 1 year and a bit now, and to be honest that is quite hard on me. I would like to discuss stuff. I do go on holiday with her pretty regularly and I don't really show him the pictures. I have started talking about her a bit more. I recently had a full conversation with my stepmom about her, and my stepmom is very accepting. I'm working on it. I'm really working on bringing it up, but when I do mention her name, I feel uncomfortable, my dad feels uncomfortable, and it's just an uncomfortable situation, and I don't know if that's me reading into it too much. So the way I interact with my mum and my dad about my girlfriend and about being not of the straight is very different. My mum, I will be like, oh, Saf and I did this the other day and we went on a date and it was so cute and we're going to Amsterdam and oh my god, I'm so in love with her. My dad will be like, oh, who'd you go to Amsterdam with? And I'll be like, Saffron. And he'll be like, okay. So it is very different, but that is the level of comfort that both of my parents have. I knew my dad would take longer to accept it, longer to be comfortable with the topic, and I am fine waiting for him to be comfortable with the topic. I've honestly got the rest of my life. He's just gonna have to get used to it, but I do respect that that will take him time because he's got a whole lifetime of ideas that he has grown up with and lived with, so it is kind of like reforming all of those. I'm pretty sure he didn't expect it, so I do understand that, but it can be hard when I'm in love with someone and he just doesn't want to talk about it, and that is incredibly hard, and also another reason why I'm glad that I lived away when this all occurred and I'm at uni, where my dad not knowing about my girlfriend is not a daily issue for me. So yeah, that's how I came out to my dad. That is my current situation with my dad. I'm very open about my relationship with Saffron on social media, so my sisters know, my stepmom knows, my brother knows. My brother is lovely, he's very accepting. He was the first family member I told, actually. I was like, hey Ben, I'm gay, I have a girlfriend, and he was like, cool, cool, cool. Cool, 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 no doubt, no doubt, no doubt. The last group of people that I told in my family, well, okay, I told my uncle Danny, he's also my godfather, I love him. I was sat on my phone and I had my screensaver and I was like, it's me and Saf, and I was like, Danny, look at this. And he was like, oh, that's a nice picture. Who's that in the picture with you? And I was like, oh, that's my girlfriend, Saffron. He was like, you are full of surprises. And that was that. And then he told Wendy, my aunt, his wife, because he tells her everything. They're so cute. And then my granddad, my mum's mum, he is a professor, he's a doctor, he's very open. He's experienced a lot of different types of people in his life. So he goes, oh, what's your boyfriend called again? Because he'd obviously forgotten. And I was like, oh, she's called Saffron. When like the few months I hadn't seen my granddad, I'd transitioned from my ex to a girl. So, and he was fine. They're both fine. Even my mum's mum is perfectly fine. My dad's parents. This is a key point that I wanted to make in this video. It is that even if you are out to one family member or a certain group of people, you do not have to be out to everyone. I am very much of the opinion that you don't have to tell everyone if you do not feel comfortable telling everyone. Coming out is a very personal, very intricate and delicate time for someone. You should always take your own time when you are planning to come out or when you're coming out. You should always make sure that you are safe, make sure that you're comfortable and supported by the people around you, because it is such a hard time. If there are people you feel comfortable telling in your life, tell them. If there are people you do not feel comfortable telling in your life, don't tell them. And ask the people that you do tell to respect your wishes on who they then speak to about the topic. My dad's parents, and I love them to bits. Whatever they voted on Brexit, I love them to bits. I, however, do not feel comfortable telling my grandparents that I am gay. They are very much traditional. They are very much from a different generation, and they are very much vocal about their displeasure in the gays, and it upsets me greatly. I'm not even gonna pretend that it doesn't make me feel like shit when they say stuff or when I can't tell them about a massive aspect of my life, because being gay is not your whole personality, but it is a big part of your life. It is the person that I want to spend the rest of my life with. It is the people that I want to date. It is the people that I hang out with. It is a lot of cultural stuff. It is hard not being open. Anyone that is in the closet will understand that it is painful when people say homophobic things, especially when they are people that you love and when they are people that you spend a lot of time with, because they are directly discriminating and being hurtful towards you, even if they don't know it. And yes, whenever my dad or my grandparents make homophobic remarks in the past, I have always stood up. Just because you don't understand how something works doesn't mean it's not a thing, and doesn't mean people don't deserve respect. It is heartbreaking when someone close to you is doing it. That's the best word for it. It is heartbreaking. I do not want to brace this topic with them. It makes me feel incredibly uncomfortable and upset. And do I think that I will never tell them? I don't know. I honestly don't know. Do I think that they won't be accepting? I don't know. I do hope that they wouldn't stop loving me, and I do pretty much know that they wouldn't stop loving me because of this. I hate that this is how I feel, but I don't want to let them down, and I am being completely honest when I say this, and this is such like a contradiction for me. I don't feel like that part of me is something that they need to know about, so I don't want to tell them. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's how I feel, and like that is the point of this video, like being honest, because if someone just puts up a video where they're like, oh yeah, I came out like this and it was all great, and like these people don't know, but it's okay. Like, it isn't okay. Like, it does break my heart, and like it makes me so upset, and every time I see them I'm like, what if I tell them this time? And sometimes I get so close to telling them, I feel physically sick whenever I think like, oh, I should tell them. Like, it's like nerves rising up inside me. I feel so ill whenever I think about telling them, and I get so upset at the idea that they might not want to see me or that they might not love me because of it. So we just kind of exist in this state of limbo where we don't talk about me and my relationships, we just talk about my brother. I love you, Ben. You're such a good distraction technique. I do not think you need to be out to everyone in your family or to everyone that you know, because sometimes situations vary, and sometimes people don't want to be out to certain people, and sometimes it's not safe to be out to certain people. Sometimes it's not safe to be out at all, sometimes it's safer to wait. I think a factor of me not wanting to tell them is because my grandfather is actually quite ill at the moment. He's going to hospital quite a lot, and I don't feel like I want to put that extra stress on a frail old man. Hey Grampy, how was your injection the other day? By the way, I eat the pussy. No, I ain't gonna do that. I accepted that my grandparents might not ever know that I'm gay, and that's okay with me. If that is not okay with you, and you feel like you have this burning desire to tell them and you don't want them to not know that aspect about you, then tell them. So, onto another important point. Please, dear God, if someone comes out to you, don't out them to everyone else. It's not hard. If someone comes out to you, they are trusting you with a very, very, very sensitive piece of information. You might be the first person they've told, you might be the 5 millionth person they've told, but you do not have the right to disseminate that information. Someone is trusting you with some very, very important information that is very close to them, that they have toiled with for probably a long time. So if someone tells you that they are gay, if someone comes out to you as LGBTQ, if someone tells you something that sensitive, do not run home and tell your mum who's gonna tell their mum. Do not go and tell your friend who's gonna tell their friend, who's gonna tell their sister, who's gonna, just don't do it. And if you are a parent and your kid comes out to you, please, dear God, do not pick up the phone and ring up your sister or your mum or your friend and be like, my child's gay. Don't do it. Jesus, just keep it to yourself. Outing people without their permission can be incredibly dangerous for that person, and it can be incredibly uncomfortable for that person, and it's just destroying a whole level of trust. If you come out to someone, tell them. If you do not want them to tell anyone else, be like, look, don't you dare tell anyone else this. I'm telling you this in complete confidence, but I am gay. On to the next topic. When you come out to someone, or if someone comes out to you, have a little question time. Instead of just like bomb dropping on your family or your friends, I'm not the best advocate for this because I literally came out in one sentence to my dad. Sit there, ask them how they feel about it. Ask them if they have any questions they would like to ask you. Ask them what they would like to know. Ask them if they could clarify anything. Honestly, I think the biggest source of homophobia is just misunderstanding. People just don't understand each other. We're not mind readers. And there is a certain level of intolerance that comes from just not knowing what something is. Similarly, if someone comes out to you, don't feel like you can't ask stuff. We are trusting you with some very valuable information. And obviously there's a reason for that. And obviously we want you to understand us. There's no other reason why people come out to other people. It's purely because they want them to understand them. Don't feel afraid to ask questions. Obviously don't ask shit questions. If someone comes out to you, don't ask whether you're the woman in the relationship or the man. Don't ask if they're a top or a bottom. Ask them sensible questions. Ask them if there's anything they'd like to talk to you about further on this topic. Because sometimes people keep inside a lot of emotions over the fact that they are gay, because it can be a very hard thing to come to terms with. It can be very scary. Be there for someone and be accepting if someone comes out to you. And if you come out as gay, be prepared to come out every day for the rest of your life, because it never ends. If you have a partner that is pushing you to come out or outs you to other people, they are not a good person, because that is your private information. Even if they are your partner, if they are pressuring you to come out, if they are saying, you don't love me because you won't tell your family you're gay and you don't want them to see me, and stop. That's bad. It's so bad. So bad. Why do people do that? It's awful. You should be there to support your partner, and your partner should be there to support you in this very difficult time. You should never feel pressured by your partner to come out or to do anything. If they are pressuring you into something, get the fuck out. They are not worth it. Again, I am so sorry that this was me just rambling. This wasn't the video I was planning to make today, but it's a video I've wanted to make for a long time. So I was like, Tam, get out of bed, put on a t-shirt. Don't touch up your makeup if you don't want to, because apparently I didn't. So, and make this video. I wanted to put my little gay voice out there and help some people, hopefully, because that is the purpose of this whole thing, is to help people. And I hope this video was of some value to someone out there. Thank you very much for watching. I hope that this helped you in some way. And if you would like to leave a comment, ask me any questions, I am very open to answer anything you would like. You can find me on Instagram at plant.strong.tam. You can DM me directly and I do my best to reply to everyone. Sometimes you just need to talk to someone removed from the situation. I hope this was helpful. I hope that you maybe enjoyed this, and if you liked me and want to see more of this face, then you can subscribe. It is greatly appreciated. If you want to like the video, give it a thumbs up, all the YouTube stuff. Thank you very much for watching. I genuinely hope this was helpful to someone out there, and that this wasn't just me sitting on my floor getting pins and needles in my foot rambling at a camera. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you have a nice day.